Day 3 out here in Cuba. Jake. Last night was incredible to say the least. After dinner we ended up stopping at just a local bar, grabbed some beers before we went back to our place. And while we were there, we actually met Williams, which is one of the guys that we had bought pizza from earlier in the day. And so we ended up talking to him, we ended up having a couple beers. He actually brought us back to our house, or back to his house, and so we got to see kind of inside what it's like to be a single man living in Cuba. And let me tell you, the poverty level is just absolutely disheartening, really. I mean, he barely had any running water, and he said he made $8 a day, CUC, equivalent of about $8 a day. And just to give you kind of a perspective, a pair of shoes cost about 15 CUC, so pretty hard off. After that, we ended up going to the club. We didn't get back to our Airbnb until about 3:15. It's about 8 o'clock now. We have to meet up at 8:30, and the club ended up being a very different experience. We were pretty much groped in all directions by females there. Slightly uncomfortable, but I guess that's kind of to be expected. But anyways, like I said, got to meet up with the rest of our group here at 8:30, and then we are on our way to a different part of the island. Alright, so kind of reflecting on the night, a couple of thoughts here before we leave the Airbnb to go to our next destination. So like I said last night at the nightclub, it was a very different experience. What ended up happening is basically there was a bunch of girls there, you know, dressed up nicely, looking for a good night out. These girls would come up to you, they would talk to you, and you know, kind of flirt with you a little bit, maybe dance with you. But as that night progressed, I mean, we were probably there for maybe an hour before we left. But by the end of the night, I mean, it was just it just got a little out of hand. We were just getting literally groped kind of left and right as you walked through the club, just trying to get a drink here in Cuba. Because the poverty level is so low, it's important to remember where these people came from and the reason that they acted like that. I mean, we came in there, you know, and they know you have money that they just simply don't have the access to. So, you know, it's kind of this idea of whatever it takes here in Cuba, you know, and it's very respectable from any manner that you look at it. It's just something that's, you know, basically just different than our culture. So it was a little bit surprising, but it still ended up being a good time. And very excited for day number 3 here, second full day, third day here in Cuba. We're going to leave Havana now. We're going kind of outside the city, kind of where more plantations are, tobacco farms. We might be doing some rock climbing, some horseback riding, and some other stuff. You know,
these are the slowest mother.
They must think we're in Cuba or something, and everything takes 10 years.
Alright, we're on our cab going to the other side of the island. Here's what we're working with. Nosebleed section.
Stopped to go to the bathroom. There's actually like a nice little, I guess I don't know if it's a restaurant slash bar slash bathroom. Obviously you pay for the bathroom, but they have some food, so we're stopping grabbing some food, some water. Not exactly sure how far, but either way, it's a pretty crammed ride. There's eight of us going, and we're in what appears to be like a 59 Bel Air station wagon. So it's pretty crammed, pretty tight, fun nonetheless. And just excited to get to the next city. stopped on our way at the tobacco plantation. We got some bananas. We got some cigars. We got a tour of the factory. Everything was really cheap here considering, you know, it's freshly made. Kind of the way to do it if you're gonna buy cigars. And we're actually off again.
Building material. Yeah. In fact, actually,
made it to our destination in Vinalles. Guess I'm not exactly sure how to say it. We got all the stuff put down. It's about 1:30ish now. We made reservations. I guess at one of the best restaurants here. I think there's only a couple. But like I said, it's about 1:30. None of us have eaten anything besides a small pastry when we stopped. So we're gonna try and get some food. We're also running on about 3 hours of sleep. So it's been pretty rough, but you know, this place seems a lot different than Havana is. I mean, as you can see, it's not quite as busy. It's a little bit more rural, so it should be interesting, but we're already getting sold on tobacco farms, cigars, all the usual touristy stuff. Good? Yeah, hold up. So, we just got done with our lunch, and one of the guys we met apparently works at a tobacco factory here and is giving us a tour. As we're walking there, a train of horses, yeah, a train of horses walks by, and now
we're on them.
We're all riding horses.
We're just friends now. We're just chilling. Being tied to each other's tails like this.
Okay.
So what are we gonna have to pay?
I've also just been informed that I am not riding a horse. I am in fact riding a mule.
It's definitely a mule.
Government made the fermentation, but they do it with chemicals to make it faster. Instead of 6 months, they do it in maybe 2 months.
When you get as much as, you know, in a cigarette it's a small amount, but in a cigar it's so much.
Yeah.
I get it, yeah. Alright, thinking back, after we rode the horses, we stopped in this tobacco plantation dude to see our kingpin, essentially. He's seated at the head of the table, shade behind him, Cuban flag. He starts passing out free cigars like the goddamn candy, and moving from there, obviously sold us some cigars, told us we could trade him nearly anything for cigars. He likes different things. He likes electronics. Things. Yeah, he likes electronics, he likes Western things. We didn't have the money to pay for the horses at that point, so we all took off. Kevin and Ellie went back for siesta. All three of us went to the banks to try and get money. We couldn't get money, we scrounged enough, went back, paid for the horses. On the way there, checked on the prices of a bottle of rum, because we're in full-on money-saving mode right now, alright? He was more expensive than we thought.
He was more expensive than we thought, if we're not being smart. So,
on the record, off the record, Cuba's more expensive than we thought.
We're talking New York European prices here.
exactly. So here we are at a cheap restaurant now with $2 mojitos. That's the big draw. And we've transitioned to smoking Hollywood cigarettes, are cheaper, $1. And we're picking up girlfriends instead of prostitutes. We've been propositioned by both of the waitresses here at the establishment in Spanish. They do not speak English, so it's fun to translate what they've been saying.
They're cheating on us already.
They're cheating on us already, actually. 2 dudes roll up on bicycles, okay? Bicycles, and like these fucking biker dudes are somehow cooler than us now.
So it seems that mojitos have been the drink of choice since we've gotten to Cuba. I'm not exactly sure how it started, but at this point
I did that. That was me.
It was definitely
shot. That was me.
So I'm pretty sure we've had one, just about one at every single restaurant. But at this point, we're basically having a couple drinks and gonna eat some food, and then after that, we're gonna go drink some rum.
Don't forget, because we're in full money saving mode, I checked in at the gas station. The gas station sells bottles of white rum, Havanna Club, for $6.90. Really, really reasonable. 1 liter. We're gonna start mixing our own drinks now. That's how we drink it. So,
Mango.
Pineapple.
It's definitely not the best, but
No, obviously. The first word you said there was right, obviously.
it's quantity over quality at Ep.4.
So after our dinner here, after we had a couple of drinks, it's probably pretty loud right now. The Larson boys ended up making friends with some of our hosts here on our servers, and for the past probably 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they've been dancing with our servers. So watch this.
Kevin and I are not the dancers that.
We're back from dinner now. We kind of ended up staying at the restaurant for a while. Dana and Grant ended up dancing with some of the waitresses there, but overall it seemed like everybody was just really friendly, really happy to be here, you know, excited to see us. It kind of seems to be a common theme going on here, is everybody's just really excited to see, you know, tourists in general. Yes, I mean, there are a lot of people that want to take advantage of that, but at the same time, a lot of people seem generally excited to meet people and see people from kind of all over the world. You know, it's been kind of against the law, actually, to come to Cuba and visit. So, you know, it's exciting to see this, but we're wrapping up day 3 here, and we're wrapping it up with some rum and some cigars, Cuban style.
I really liked it. You can see the stars. They're so pretty.
We were looking at the stars. Here you go, honey.
Is it really strong?